I think I need to do a video to help you understand what we're doing with this FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average. This is exercise 8.8, and we're dealing with perpetual inventory. When you deal with perpetual inventory, you have to keep track of purchases and sales as they happen. So you've always got a running total of one, the inventory, and quantity, and the value. So to make that happen, I always create a spreadsheet. And this is FIFO, and I will send this to everybody so that you can play with it and try to understand the nuances in this. But first of all, let's look at 8.8 and FIFO. So FIFO means first in, first out. So as I look at the information they've given us purchases and sales. And we're going to have to zigzag between the two of those in dates to keep them in order, so we know what has been sold when and how much it cost. So we had a beginning inventory right here, and it says inventory on June 1 of 200, and I split this into inventory balance, cost of goods sold, and goods purchased, so you can keep track of everything. So the beginning inventory, this is our inventory count, to begin with was 200 at 320, and that gave us a total in our inventory at that time of $640. Then along comes June 3rd, and on June 3rd we bought 200 at 350, which gave it a value of 700. This keeps track of what we've purchased. Now we've got to get this over to our inventory balance. So I just took these numbers and transferred the 200 and the 350, and it was added automatically. So I have formulas here, here, and here, which are going to be protected. So all you'll do is plug in the numbers here as soon as I get this sent to you. So now we have inventory of 200 at 320 and 200 at 350, and that's a total value of $1340. Does that make sense? Okay. Then June 6th, if you jump down to sales, on June 6th, we sold 300 of them. And this little cost of goods sold calculation is really important. So we're first in, first out. So first in we had 200 at 320, if that goes here. And now we're going to have to take 100 out of this layer, and that's going to be 100 at 350. So if we look at our inventory, I've taken 300 out, I had 400, so that means the last 100 is still in inventory at 350, and that's worth $350, and our inventory total is 350. So this layer is all we have in inventory at this time. Now on June 17th we bought 250 at 360, and that came to 900. So that has to be added into this next layer of inventory. So first of all, I drop down my 100 and my 350. So this begins my new layer of inventory, and I add the 250, the 360, and the 900, and I have an inventory now, total value of $1,250. Then on June 21st, if you drop down, we sold 200. So as I look at this, I think, well, what's my layers here? Well, I can get 100 at 350, no problem. So that one's coming out of inventory, and then I'm going to take 100 out of this layer. So that's 100 at 360, and that gives us 360 and 350. Now, what's left in inventory? Well, I've taken 200 out. I've got this layer's gone, and I took 100 out of this layer, so I have 150 at 360. So my inventory value is $540 at this point. On June 24th, I have to go back up. I bought some more. I bought 300 at $365, and that came to $1,095. So I have to add that into my layers here. So here's my layer. I drop down the 150 and multiply that times the 360, and I have 540. I bought 300 at 365, so that came to 1,095. I have a total value of inventory of 1,635 right now. On the 27th, I sold 150. That comes out of this layer right here. So it's 150 at 360 at 540. So what's left in my inventory is the 300, so I drop that down. My inventory ends at 1,095. My cost of goods sold. Now if you come back here, all of this has been doing is calculating your cost of goods sold. And that becomes your cost of goods sold of $22.40. Does that make sense? Does that help a little bit? I'm going to send you this template, and I want you to put in these numbers so that you can understand how they work. Now, when you look at the others, LIFO is going to be the same way, only instead of taking from the top layer, now you're going to take from the bottom layer up and create layers with it. And when you get to weighted average, that one gets a little dicier. I may have to do a video on that, but try to do the FIFO and the LIFO and get it to come out right. I'm going to send this out to everybody to help you, and I'll send this template along with it. Okay? Thank you.